Hello and welcome to the video in which I share my opinions on each job in Miitopia after having played the game for over 200 hours. Before we get into it though, I think it's very important to remind everybody that these are indeed just my personal opinions and experiences, and it's okay if you have different ones. In fact, if you do have opinions and experiences that differ from the ones that I share in this video, I would really appreciate it if you'd leave those opinions and experiences in a comment below. I would really like to hear other points of view and have a bit of a discussion. That said, if you do decide to leave a comment below, please be mindful to be kind and respectful to other people and their opinions and experiences. As they say, variety is the spice of life, and we should all respect that. And as I said, make an effort to be kind and respectful to each other. With that said, let's get into this. First, we have the warrior, who is very good at enduring attacks. And kind of related to that is the warrior's proud protector skill. While that skill is active, the warrior's defense is increased. And whenever a party member would take an attack, the warrior steps in front of that party member and takes the attack for them. This, of course, allows the warrior to help other characters who may not be as good at enduring attacks. For example, the mage and the cat do better survive in battles. In the attack department, I like the warrior's super spin slash. It's an AoE attack that deals good damage to all the monsters, all the enemies. And as for single target attacks, I don't think the warrior has any super awesome single target attacks. The single target attacks that the warrior does have are okay, but nothing comparable to the vampire's bat tornado, for example. Next, we have the mage, who is very good at dealing magic damage. The mage has the Giga Explosion, which is a very powerful AoE attack, and the Tower of Flame, which is a very powerful single target attack. That said though, if the enemy is immune to magic damage, then the mage really doesn't have anything to offer. The mage is also very squishy, so not so good at enduring attacks. This is mitigated a little bit by the mage's personal shield, but even so, the mage is really not the best at enduring attacks. Next, we've got the cleric, who has the best, most reliable revive skill out of all the healers in the game. And reliability is really key when it comes to the revive skill, isn't it? When a party member goes down, you really want a reliable way to get them back up again. I also like the Cleric's Righteous Anger, which, when it works, can banish any enemy in the battlefield. That said, there is always a chance that it won't work, and it never works against boss monsters. I also like the Cleric's ability to calm the entire party. So, bring them back from like crying or giggling or anything like that. That said, the Cleric doesn't really have any super awesome attacks for boss fights because the boss monsters are immune to Righteous Anger. This isn't really a very huge concern though, because in boss fights, the Cleric's heal and revive abilities tend to be in very high demand. Next, we've got the Thief, and I really like the Thief's horseplay. And then, well, as for the other skills the Thief has, well, the Hitch Trap can be useful in that it can prevent one melee attack against any party member. But other than that, I just don't see the Thief as a useful character at all. It's very, very weak and doesn't really contribute much to the party. The POPSTAR has the Earworm, which is an AoE attack that doesn't deal damage, but that can make the enemies dance. The POPSTAR also has the Love and Peace skill that can end a quarrel between party members. And then the POPSTAR can also heal itself. And in the attack department, it has the Way Out of Tune, which is an alright AoE attack. That said, the AI is very, very terrible at playing the POPSTAR, and that is a really, really big negative here. The Chef, well, I like the Monster Dinner skill because food increases stats, and better stats are always nice. That said, the Chef kind of tries to be both an attacker and a healer, and ends up not being very good at either thing. Next, we've got the Cat, which has the Feline Frenzy, which is a powerful AoE attack. The Cat can also replenish other party members' MP and replenish its own HP, and also calm itself if it's like crying or giggling or something. And then it can steal grub, which is of course nice because, as I said, food increases stats, and better stats are always nice. That said, the Cat doesn't really have any super powerful single target attacks. The single target attacks it does have are fine, but not comparable to, say, the Vampire's Bat Tornado. And the cat is, of course, very squishy as well, so not exactly great at enduring attacks. With the imp, I like that it has an AoE banish, although I think the AoE banish of the imp has a pretty low chance of actually working. And then the imp can also replenish its own MP and HP. But other than that, I think the imp is a pretty weak character, and I don't really see it contributing much to the party. The scientist has the black hole, which is a really good AoE attack. And then it can also help the other party members resist crying or giggling or things like that with the safety mask. And it can also place various effects on friends' weapons. And I also like the cure.exe skill, which can replenish party members' HP and MP. That said, the scientist doesn't really have any super powerful single target attacks. Nothing comparable to the mage's Tower of Flame or the vampire's Bat Tornado. Next up, we have the tank, which is a bit of a mixed bag for me. It is very powerful, has good attacks, and it is very defensive, and it also has a self-heal. But I still don't like it because it has this bully vibe, and I just don't like it. Next, we've got the princess, who has the regal dance that can make the enemies dance, the perfume that can make the enemies take more damage, high tea, which replenishes both the princess's and another party member's MP, and the ultimate royal wave, which is a pretty good AoE attack, and then the horseplay I like a lot as well. That said, the princess doesn't really have any super powerful single target attacks. The ones that it does have are okay, but once again, nothing really comparable to the mage's Tower of Flame or the vampire's Bat Tornado. Then we've got the flower, which has the best heals out of all the healers, and also is by far the tankiest of all the healers, so the flower can actually endure attacks. The flower also has the hurricane, which is a pretty good AoE attack. All that said, the AI is truly terrible at playing the flower, and that is a very, very big minus here. Next, we've got the vampire. The vampire has the Bat Tornado, which is a very good single target attack. The Scorching Breath, which is a very good AoE attack. And a very cool horseplay as well. the vampire can also replenish its own HP by biting enemies. And I don't really see any downsides to the vampire. Last but not least, we have the elf. I really like the Forest Ages skill, which is a shield that the elf can give to any party member, including the elf itself. I also really love the elf's counter arrow, which can interrupt an enemy attack. The elf can also heal the whole party, and it can also replenish a party member's MP. And it also has the dancing arrow, which I think is guaranteed to make an enemy dance. That said, though, the dancing effect doesn't really work on boss monsters. And then the elf also has the hail of arrows, which is a pretty good AoE attack. But with all that, it doesn't really have any good attacks against bosses. The dancing arrows dancing effect doesn't apply to boss monsters. And that's really the elf's kind of main single target attack. So in boss fights, the elf is just mostly a support character who can also deal a little bit of damage. Alright, there we had all of the different jobs in Miitopia and my opinions on them and experiences with them. And that means that we are at the end of this video. And with the ending of this video, we are also at the end of my Miitopia content, at least for the foreseeable future. So, thank you so much for coming with me on this very long Miitopia journey of mine. And I hope to see you on my future journeys as well, whatever they may be. Thank you so much for spending time with me here on the Mellow. It was lovely to have you. Please remember to be kind to yourself. Have a lovely rest of your day. And I'll see you next time.